had some college kids ask me how many places I've covered college basketball. I talk about the cop beat. I said like 150 arenas and 7 state penitentiaries. When David called, I was very surprised. Certainly, I didn't expect this. I didn't know if I deserved it. I certainly didn't think I deserved it at this stage of my career. I mean, it was William Roden. Are you kidding me? I've been intimidated to even speak to Bill Roden for my entire career. He's such a legend. So to be in with him is amazing. Jack McCallum, the books and the NBA coverage particularly, just unbelievable. And John Akers, just a terrific successor to Larry Donald and everything that Basketball Times and really meant. So it's an honor to me to be in with them. Thank you, David. Thank you, Joe Mitch, who does so much with this organization. Team Ock. I was lucky enough to be a friend of Ock, and I can tell you, he had no reason at all to be my friend. I offered him nothing as a young reporter, and he was tremendous to me. And I also got to eat Steak and Shake with him in downtown Indianapolis, which is like holy ground for Steak and Shake. I believe that is the Taj Mahal of all Steak and Shakes. Pat Forty is back there. He is one of my best friends in the world. And this committee, whoever the heck voted me in, did me a great service by putting me into this hall before Pat Forty. Lifelong bragging rights. Keep trying to spell the words right, Pat. You can be up here too someday. Dana O'Neill is back there. She will one day be a Hall of Famer for her incredible journalism, but also for being president of the US Basketball Writers and moving this function from breakfast to lunch. Some of us basketball writers like having a cocktail or 5. And much better, less bleary-eyed deal there. A lot of talk about Larry Donald today. I will just add this story. He was an incredible editor and an inspiration and journalist and everything. Truly did love basketball more than anybody I ever met. Larry would come back and say, I just wrote 14,000 words on the history of Mississippi State basketball. Nobody would think it. One day in '97, we're at the office, which was the basement of his house, and he gets word from one of his coaching friends that Dean Smith is about to retire. Dean Smith is retiring the next day. And this is a totally different era of journalism. Like, breaking news wasn't that big of a deal, and there weren't cell phones, you couldn't get a hold of people. So he's got this scoop, but he has like one unnamed source, and he's not really sure what to do. And I actually knew somebody to call that kind of knew it, and he confirmed it for me. So we had 2 sources now. Dean Smith is going to retire, and so we go, Basketball Times, not known for news breaking, to say the least. We're going to go with this thing. And nobody else has it, apparently. And I remember Jim O'Connell called us and said, "Oh, you guys sure? I'm going to put this on the AP Newswire, and like, there's no turning back." So we say, yeah, I mean, all hell breaks loose. Phones ringing, like, this is a bombshell. Dean Smith is retiring, oh my goodness. And the phone, the radio and the newspaper and all stuff. About 2 hours into this, I turn to Larry, and he's ready to go drink, of course. And I go, Larry, are we, you get excited with these stories, but you're out on the limb, man. We've all been there. You're out on that limb, you could use a confirmation. Larry, are we sure Dean Smith is retiring tomorrow? And he says, Danny, either Dean Smith is retiring tomorrow or you're retiring tomorrow. So thank you, Coach Smith. I would truly not be here without him. Chug that beer. Mike Sheridan, I worked with at Basketball Times, and for him to get the Kappa-Quinn Award is incredible. I think Seth said you take on the spirit of your program as the SID. Mike is much better dressed than he used to be. Good job, Jay. I remember Jay was recruited. He came and recruited Mike to be his media relations director. And classic Jay Wright recruiting, he even called me to talk to Mike about taking the job. That's how thorough you were. I was the handler. I was the AA. No bags of money, no violations. Mike was incredible because early on there was some kind of, I don't know, one of your players got suspended or something. I don't know what happened. And I called him and I said, what happened? And Mike goes, Dan, I can't tell you, no comment, I can't tell you. And I go, Mike, it's me. And he goes, I have no comment. I said, Jay came and picked the right guy off the staff. I would have told that story. I think it was like illegal long distance phone calls, because man, we have come a long way. Don't call mom to the Southern District of New York. I'll tell you, there's this saying, the smaller the ball, the better the sports writing, which I think some guy made up because you want to be on the golf beat. There's no golf tournaments in Ames in January, and that thing's garbage. Basketball, I've covered every sport. Basketball is the best sport to cover because of the personalities, the characters, the mayhem, all the different things. The players are fascinating. The NBA is a soap opera. The college coaches are unbelievable. You can't make up these guys. Billy and I know Don Haskins so well. Literally, John Wayne coaching basketball or something. All these different characters from every walk of life. It is truly the American sport. And it is absurd and ridiculous and highly entertaining. And it's not just the coaches and players, but all the side people. I always gravitated to. I love all the scandals. I don't find them problematic. I like them. Investigated all the programs. There's an AAU coach in California who's probably done 5 investigations. He's been no commenting me for 25 years. So I always loved the Sonny Vaqueros and the Myron Piggies and my late friend Brett Barrett and all the different guys that to me make it such a great deal. But I think everybody who writes basketball likes some segment of that, some segment of the unpredictability, the characters, the players, the coaches, the whole thing. And that's what makes it truly the best sport to cover. And then being part of the writers was always a goal of mine, because just sitting around hearing the stories, everyone's got stories in basketball that they just, the absurdities aren't there in golf, although Tiger Woods has tried. A couple people I just want to make sure I thank: my wife Jan, my daughters Allie and Caitlin. None of them are here, they're all at school where they belong, unlike Texas Tech. They put up with the crazy schedules as all of our families do. My dad, longtime Final Four regular, usually at last call. He is not here, but he taught me to love the game, the brackets, and all the different things. Steve Miller, Mark Swanson, and the late Craig Stanky hired me at Sportsline. And at the time, I was about 28. I was freelancing. Career was not necessarily going all that well. I had become a casino dealer to make some money. I attended Greektown Casino College. It's the first time at school, huh? You can schedule that, Billy. I double majored in blackjack and craps. Don't laugh, craps is tricky, man. Our campus was in, it's like part of a parking garage in downtown Detroit, just like Pepperdine. Anyway, those guys hired me. Saved my career. I literally would not be here without them and Dean Smith. Sam Silverstein hired me at Yahoo. We were able to build out this incredible staff. I worked with unbelievable people: Dave Morgan, Bob Condor, Jimmy Pitaro, David Katz, Jeff Reese, Johnny Ludden, Jerry Ahern, Adrian Wojciechowski, Charles Robinson, Jeff Passon, Mark Spears, Jason King. I can go on and on. And then my 2 colleagues right now here, Pat and Pete, who are just tremendous people to work with, great friends, and we all get to cover the craziness of college basketball you know, from the championship game right up to the latest Michael Avenatti tweet. Thank you so much for having me and giving me the support. I really appreciate it.